recordings come. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today here in this webinar with Professor Sherry Xu from the University of Manchester and also consultant for Cambridge Finance. Together we do training on real estate finance, investment, and more and more AI, because everybody needs to know more about what AI is about, how to use them in real estate, what are the new concepts here in AI, and through our research, especially with Sherry, we're making progress on how AI can be used in real estate. So thank you so much, Dr. Sherry Xu, for joining us today, and we are looking forward to your presentation. So it's all yours, and I'm going to disappear.
All right. Thank you, Maria, and hi, everyone. So today I have the privilege to share what I feel about AI. So let's just try to make the start. Let me just start my presentation here. So as Maria just introduced, I'm from University of Manchester, and my research interest has always been real estate investing and financing, etc. And only recently it expanded to technology and sustainability. And regarding the AI, here's what I've learned is actually there's a massive gap between what the technology companies promise AI can do and what it actually does well today. It can't do everything yet still. So the next 30 minutes, I would just want to cut through the hypes and just show you exactly three things at least. To start with, that AI genuinely excel at right now in real estate, this specific industry, and what they are terrible at. And most importantly, how you can start using it maybe from next week, trying out without hiring any, new labor. Because here's the truth, I think. AI will not replace the professionals in this industry, but the professionals who know how to use AI effectively will absolutely have an advantage over those who don't. So let's get started. So before we can jump into the specific tools, then we need to have a look at what useful AI actually means. So by useful AI, actually we mean that we can really use it, because I've seen so many people get excited about AI's capability that sounds very impressive, but don't actually move the needle in practice at all. So here's my framework. I'm just showing you here. For the AI to be genuinely useful in real estate today, it needs to meet three criteria. So first one, it should be able to solve real problem, not just something that is cool or impressive. It needs to save your meaningful time, to reduce error that cost your money, or to uncover insights that sometimes miss doing things manually. So if it is just a toy, then it's not that useful in a practical way. Secondly, I think it works today, is the second criteria. So there's no custom training required, no waiting for your IT department to set things up. Of course, as someone who want to manage AI, you might need to learn about how to use it and in what way you can use it better. But there shouldn't be some very complicated training program or uh, a degree to do, let's say. So there's no hiring of a machine learning consultant in your team to be able to use it. So you should be able to plug in and get results within days, not months. If you need scientists in team to make it work, then it's not really a useful AI yet. It's still a research project. Then finally, I think it needs to fit your workflow. So I think we heard this word quite a lot together with the agent. So it should enhance what you are already doing, not force you to completely rebuild your process. So what you are doing, then you can use the AI to do it better or more efficiently, quicker, or cheaply, rather than completely destroy what you have built in your workflow and build a new one just to use AI. So that doesn't sounds really good. So with that framework in place, let me show you how the three use cases that I can actually meet all these three criteria today. So there are three use cases work right now with the tool that you can access anytime, I believe. You don't have to get a degree for it. So let's start with the market research and competitive intelligence. So this is where AI can shine quite a lot at the moment. So what it does is listed here. So AI can analyze hundreds or even thousands of comparables in minutes, identify the pricing trends, market anomalies that would take you hours to spot manually or to read those materials, or even generate investment memo from raw data. So if I can give you a real example here is that to use ChatGPT. So that day I was looking at office property in Manchester city centre for someone to demonstrate for the student. Normally, I might need to spend maybe 4 to 6 hours to pull out all the comparables from CoStar and build a spreadsheet and look for the patterns. But this time, instead, I open ChatGPT and the one with the web browsing enabled, so you don't have to get any app for it. So and then I ask, analyze the last 50 office sale in Manchester city centre. What's the price per square foot range by building grade? So very quick that I can have a comprehensive breakdown. So if you like, I can just show you here. Let me just end the show and show you what this does. So I will just open ChatGPT here. It's quite simple interface now. So we can just put it here, or you can just use Gemini. It's not too much difference in terms of this work. So if I'm doing it by myself, then I need to log in CoStar and then start looking for the area, try to give the database as searching area and try to filter out what I want, and then get some raw data in the Excel spreadsheet, and then start analyzing the data. But here with ChatGPT, it can actually do it quite quickly. Or we can try Gemini if you like, if we want to see. So Gemini actually gave us the answer quicker. I don't know, maybe it's the way of copy and paste of the prompt for the ChatGPT, but Gemini here already gave us all this. And with Gemini, it's quite handy because you can just export it to spreadsheet. Then you can download it directly. For example, you can just open it in Google Spreadsheet, and it's here, as you can see. That would be quite great, isn't it? And also they have some interpretation of what they have presented here. Of course, for in terms of Gemini and also ChatGPT, I feel that they don't have the capability of generating very long context. So if you are expecting 50 pages of the report, then it's very difficult to ask them to do it. So that needs some skills. And now if you are enrolling in any courses, then we can explore it together. But yeah, in terms of a quick search, this is much quicker than what I'm doing by myself. If you are getting back to what we are talking about just now. So we have the result. Now, do I really completely believe in it, or would I verify the key numbers? Of course, I would, especially the rental numbers, because it'll be in my report, and I'm the one who's holding accountable for it. And would I spot check any sources? And yes, especially with Gemini, I think it's very good that because it shows you the sources with a little link icon, so you can have a look at the source and see whether that is the usual source that as a professional we would do for the market research. But the analysis that would have taken me maybe half a day to document all the data and calculate the average, it took only several minutes to have a look and maybe a half hour to verify all the data. So that is the power of AI for market research. I'd say it's not just perfect yet. It's just that it gets you maybe 80% of the way there in the 5% of your time so that you can use your time more efficiently in other things. And so what tools actually work for this? I listed 3 here. I use Gemini too, so I should have also listed Gemini here. So we can use ChatGPT. It's a workhorse for the web search plus some analysis. So when you need to pull together some information from multiple resources and synthesize it, that might be the first stop to do such work. And the Claude is something that I use a lot, so I subscribe the Pro version, and it's better for document processing, to analyze a document, to work with a PDF or all type of the documents, especially the long ones. So it can not only provide a long context, but also can remember and process the long context. So that is the beauty of Claude. And Perplexity and Gemini are used by me at the same capacity in the market research or in deep research. They sometimes even help me to research about academic literature, and they can do deep research as long as you choose that function. I think they are particularly good at finding and citing the sources, or no matter it's academic sources or regulatory documents or something that they found online. So actually it helps you to double check and verify. And also if you need really rigorous in your report, you might want to rely on them. Now here's my some tips that from a year of doing it almost every day. When you are asking questions from AI, you need to be very specific about, especially in terms of real estate, with the location and property type. Otherwise, you'll get very generic answer from them. And you maybe always need to ask for the sources and verify the key claims or the key data. So AI can and does really hallucinated numbers, and sometimes they made up some sources. That is why we need to verify it. And if a statistic is going into your investment memo, you really need to verify it. And also maybe use some follow-up question to dig a little bit deeper. So the AI conversation works best iteratively. So your first question gets your oriented, and then your follow-up questions can get your precisions, and then of course improve the output that you can get from the AI. And if you find some prompts or the prompt structure really works for your work, then maybe you want to save it, copy it out in a Word document or in a text note, and then you can reuse it later and then build a library for it. So actually it even compounds your efficiency of using AI over time. So that is what I want to introduce for the first use case. So here is the second use case where AI genuinely deliver in terms of analyzing the document and extract information or data from the documents. So it can extract key terms from 100 pages lease agreement, compare multiple contracts side by side, or flag some unusual clauses or provisions that you might have missed, if you are reading it with your own eyes after, a whole day of work, and summarize Dan's due diligence report. Those are something that very often happen in our daily work, and it's very time consuming. So here I also want to show you an example that reviewing some commercial leases for portfolio acquisition. So each lease might be quite long or short, but it needs some time to be read. And I need to extract all the break clauses, maybe rent review dates and tenant repair obligation, then put them in a comparison table. So traditionally, this is quite brutal, really. You need to spend a lot of time reading through page after page of the legal language and taking notes and try to flag something and check you haven't missed anything. Really easily 8 to 10 hours, and that is if you are experienced already. Instead, we can upload all those leases to Claude and ask Claude to extract all the clauses, those important information, and put them into a comparison table. Let's see how we can do that. So I can just maybe show you here until here, Claude. So this is what I usually use. So as you can see, I'm on the Pro version, and this is the latest model. And I can just copy this here. And there are several ways of uploading the document. We can, sorry, it's just finished teaching, so it's still my teaching materials. Let's say we have this webinar and files. There are the 5 leases documents here we have. Oh, it's too much for them now. So let's just cut this and put it into something called project. If you build a new project as a leases, and then there is very big capacity here to upload all the files. Oh, due to network issue. I think it might be because of my network is not working very well. Let's just try again. If not, then maybe you can just try later. Oh, I can't do it now, it seems. But that's what I want to show you. So you can either add them from here or build a project and upload a lot more files for the project files, and then start asking questions. So that project would be given a context of what kind of work has been done. And also Claude can remember what you have chatted with them. For example, here, some memory. So after a few chats, they will have some memory for this specific project, so that you can ask follow-up questions and give a longer context. So in a way that Claude can actually handle more complicated work in practice. So I'm really sorry that my internet isn't working very well in my office, so I can't show you this. But without further ado, I just want to demonstrate a bit more on the use cases. So actually, I tried it at home. It worked really well. It can give me a very clean comparison table among the 5 leases. So again, usually it might take a few hours at least for the manual review. And with the AI approach, it will be 15, 20 minutes. But here's what I want to remind you a little bit. So I still need to read the critical sections by myself. And also I might ask Claude to give me the source or give me the citation or the quotation from the list document to see whether or not his judgment is correct. But instead of spending several days or hours on it, this is the efficiency that I can really use. So here I also want to give you a little bit tip about what it works well and what doesn't. It's just trying to be realistic because it still cannot do all the work. So extracting standard clauses and dates and the data is something that AI is very good at. And comparing multiple documents side by side, also they can do it fantastically. Summarizing the key point, for example, you can see the poll on the polls, a key takeaway. They are very good at it as well. And identifying the missing sections are something that they can effectively do as well. But there are something that they are not really very good at. For example, they can't give you any legal advice. They might do that, try to make the conversation, but still you can't really rely on it or any interpretation from the legal advice or the legal terms. So AI can tell you what a clause says, but it cannot tell you what it means in your specific situation or jurisdiction or circumstance. It doesn't catch the subtle legal implications that some experienced property solicitor would spot immediately. And they cannot verify the factual accuracies. For example, if some data like the price or the rent is wrong in the original document, AI will still happily extract the wrong data or even the wrong date. They can't really spot the incorrect information. It doesn't understand the local regulations or some planning limitations that might affect how these terms will play out in future. So the rule here is to use AI to extract, to document, to analyze, but we still need to use our expertise or some professionals to interpret and to make the decision. So that is what I would do. And I think AI is quite phenomenal at the first pass, but quite terrible or not quite there yet for the final judgment. And we cannot really afford to confuse the two. And the third one would be content creation. So I'm very aware of the time, so I'm not going to try it. But if you have time or if you got time afterwards, then you can try to do it. So they can drop some property market descriptions, create investor update newsletter, generate email then, or write proposal, draft the proposals, adopt some same core content for different audiences and adjust it a little bit so to suit different audiences. So the real example here I showed you is that to turn some properties specification into some marketing description, try to target the institutional investor, try to emphasize the ESG features and stable cash flow. And that AI can do it beautifully because we are very clear in the prompt about what we want to do. So here is a kind of some secret or tips of using it. So give it your voice if you want to create the materials through the examples and the clear instructions. So they have the a model or say the example to follow. And the more context you can provide to AI, the better the output will be. And this brings us to the quality of the formula for AI content. And this is something that was trying really in your practice. So you'd better give them some examples. Your examples start with 2 or 3 of your best work in the same format. So if you want AI to write investor updates, show it 2 of your previous updates so they know what kind of structure they need to follow, what kind of style and tone that they need to follow. It's kind of training or teaching. And clear instruction is the second step. To be very specific about the tone, the length, the audience. Don't just say write an email, but say that how long an email would be and to a potential investor or professional, or what kind of tone that you want to use, just to give them a little bit more context so that they can follow it. And your review is critical. So AI may get you, again, as I mentioned, 80% there, and you add the final very critical 20% to show the human touch. Always edit, always review, always verify that AI can give you velocity, you provide the judgment and polish it. So the best practice would be just rely on it, but the best practice will start with several examples of your best work, be specific about the tone, and always review the output. Then you can get a very nice output from this. So now let's talk about what AI cannot do yet, because this is just as important as what it can do. So AI cannot make judgment calls, they can't make decisions. And secondly, they can't verify the facts by themselves. That would be a loop. So we as human beings and the professionals need to verify what they they provide for us, especially the financial figures and legal claims. And AI cannot understand the local context yet. Yeah, with some research, maybe they can, but still, if we can provide the neighborhood dynamics, the planning politics, local market features, and etc., AI actually can tell a much better story or can do a much better job if we don't give them that. Then we don't give them that. And finally, just try not really replace any relationship. AI can draft your email to a broker, but it cannot build the trust or rapport that makes the broker call you first when an off-market deal comes available. So real estate, this industry is still very fundamentally a relationship business. So understand all these limitations, then you can use AI quite efficiently. And speaking of the mistakes, there are some very common ones I saw people make with AI. So they might mistake. Number one is treating AI output as a gospel. So always verify, especially with the numbers and the legal terms. The output looks authoritative and they might sometimes show very confident, but it's not really accuracy. And so we can just simply verify everything matters, the important things to fix it. And the second one would be to use a generic prompt, so the output will be very generic as well. So the fix would be to be specific, to give them more context, the format, the requirement, the constraint, the audience. With all that in their mind, they can do a much better job. And number three would be expecting it to work perfectly with the first try. Still, like I just said, give it a little bit more follow-up questions to refine the output, may give you a surprise. And the next one would be not saving what it works. So as I mentioned, if some prompt or the prompt structure really works well, then you might want to just save it and build a library so that you can compound your own efficiency over time. So that really is a very, very good practice. And the last mistake I want to mention is trying to automate everything at once. This will never work. You will get overwhelmed and nothing gets implemented properly, and you will just give up the whole thing. So I'd suggest you to start with one maybe boring, time-consuming, repetitive work with AI and try to master it. And as I said, compound your own efficiency in it and then expand to a little bit more workflow. So just try to remember that the principle is at the bottom. AI is a powerful tool, but not autopilot yet. So it multiplies your expertise and it doesn't really replace it yet. So I also outlined some plan maybe for next week if you'd like to try. So choose a tool, choose a task, try to run your first test and try a bit of variations of your prompt to compare the result to see how it can be improved, how it can be refined. And then, yes, refine your prompt and save the work one, and then try to measure the impact. Even after 7 days, you can see how much time you can save by using AI. Then that also gives you the confidence of using it in future. All right, so this is pretty much I hope to show you today. And there are some tools that I'm using listed here. And any questions?
Thank you so much, Sherry. If you have any questions, please, we don't have in the Q&A, so I think everybody understands everything. But if you're curious about AI and you had a start, but you're getting frustrated, there are things that you want to automate, or there are things that you want to figure out more, and other tools as well, you can always email us. You have our emails. That's how you came here. And of course, we have very structured training courses that you can jump in. And I think to start with, even though you don't need a whole PhD to run on AI tools, but I think the Kickstart might be helpful for people that are just starting up, and how to make the best use, and how to, like, be more specific with the prompts. I have to I admit my prompts tend to be a bit on the loose side, but the more you get used to it, the better you get. So thank you so very much. And of course, if anybody needs any help with AI or real estate finance, Cambridge Finance is pretty much dedicated to address the needs of real estate investment and finance industry, on the valuation side, marketing side, market analysis side. So please reach out, and good luck to everyone. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.